Hi, and thank you for the opportunity to participate. My name is Samantha Vieira, and I'm the Global Product Development and Commercial Lead for BIIB, Biogen's lead gene therapy asset. Our aim at Biogen is to be a leader in the application of gene therapy for neurological disorders through differentiated technical capabilities and a clinically compelling commercially viable portfolio. Now, between the tremendous unmet need and worldwide impact, neurological disorders could become the next beneficiary of the remarkable science and engineering being applied in gene therapy. So at Biogen, we're investing to build leading platform capabilities and advanced manufacturing technologies with the goal of accelerating our efforts in gene therapy. But I'm going to tell you a bit more about Biogen, our portfolio, and that platform capability build. But let's start with why neuroscience and why now. There are a few disease-modifying therapies for this disease area. The unmet need is high and is growing as the population ages. But we have an improved understanding of the molecular pathophysiology of disease, which leads us to validated targets. This is because of the advances in human genetics, which has been augmented by clinical pathological observations, in turn augmented by advances in imaging, and we have a growing list of effective drugs, which provides us even more clues to make even better drugs. We have new modalities available, where before neurological diseases were limited to small molecules. We're really excited about the opportunity for gene therapy within this space. We have improved measurement capabilities, which means that we can get a human proof of concept and proof of biology with high fidelity. And this isn't just limited to imaging and serum markers, but this also includes digital tools which enable us to look at neurological function. And lastly, we have a growing regulatory acceptance for these novel phase 3 endpoints, thus providing us novel approval pathways. Our commitment to neuroscience is matched by scientific talent and operational capabilities. We are modality agnostic, with capabilities across multiple modalities. As pioneers in neuroscience and a deep expertise, this allows us to explore the interconnections across diseases and therapeutic strategies. We also have robust R&D and manufacturing operations and strong regulatory relationships, ultimately driving world-class execution. So let's move on to what our pipeline looks like. So we have one of the largest and broadest neuroscience R&D programs in the industry. We've invested significantly over the last 10 years. 19% of our annual revenues have been invested into R&D over the past decade. In 2019 alone, we invested just over 2 billion in R&D. What that means is we have just over 20,000 patients and 196 active studies. So what does that clinical portfolio look like? We have just over 30 assets across phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, covering both core and emerging growth areas. Within our core growth areas, our therapeutic include MS and neuroimmunology, neuromuscular disorder, Alzheimer's disease and dementia, Parkinson's disease and movement disorders, ophthalmology, and within the emerging growth areas, we have pain, neurocognitive disorders, acute neurology, and immunology. Now, 26 of these are new since 2017, and we're expecting 9 mid to late stage readouts by the end of 2021. Within gene therapy, so far, our clinical assets are within the inherited retinal dystrophy space, so within our ophthalmology core growth areas. But I'll show you a list of our preclinical gene therapy pipeline and run through that plan to accelerate this pipeline and build out a clinical gene therapy portfolio. But as we think about that broad clinical portfolio, we're continuing to develop and grow a multi-franchise portfolio. Coupled with that clinical portfolio, scientific talent, and operational excellence that I mentioned earlier. So let's move on to Biogen gene therapy. As I mentioned at the beginning, we're investing to build the leading platform capabilities and advance our manufacturing technologies with the goal of accelerating our efforts within the space. So what are we doing? We have a gene therapy accelerator unit, thinking about technology innovation and portfolio delivery. We have a growing gene therapy portfolio, 15 assets and counting. We're investing in gene therapy foundation, capsid, cargo, production, performance. And we recently announced the intention to build a new state-of-the-art gene therapy manufacturing facility. And we're continuing to search and look for, we continue to look and collaborate with external innovators to further help us progress in this space. So let's talk more about our gene therapy accelerator unit. The mission of our gene therapy accelerator unit is to accelerate the gene therapy programs through the pipeline and increase their probability of success. Now, how are the team doing this? They're focused on solving key rate-limiting steps in technology, capabilities, drug discovery, and development. So they're focused on technology innovation and also looking at portfolio delivery. How do we couple the innovation, building the platform, and the ability for us to take the robust drug discovery and development processes, knowledge that we have, combining those two gives us the ability to adapt and optimize and further support our gene therapy portfolio. Now, I spoke a bit about foundation and platform, and the accelerator unit focused on, what are the foundation that we need within the unit? What are the pillars to drive success? So they've identified these 4 pillars: capsid, cargo, vector production, vector performance. Capsids, can we deliver gene therapies with greater potency? Cargo, some targets may be more finesse than others. Vector production, we all know that we need more innovation to increase yield and scalability of our vector production. And lastly, vector performance. Can we characterize the routes of administration and immunogenicity and safety profiles better than what we have to date? And so this foundation and platform is really geared towards supporting our gene therapy pipeline. So you can see here a list of that pipeline. We have 2 clinical assets within the gene therapy space for choroideremia and extinct retinitis pigmentosa, and then a significant list of preclinical assets. The portfolio has been derived from acquisition, such as NASDAQ Therapeutics in 2019, and through licensing and collaboration deals, such as with Mass Einea for PLPF31 and Asengamo collaboration that we announced. And then we have a number of these homegrown assets. So I'm really excited about this growing portfolio within Biogen for gene therapies. So in summary, what do we bring to the table? We have world-class experts, neuroscience, immunology, drug discovery, and clinical development, manufacturing, commercial, regulatory, and medical. Our clinical portfolio is extensive, as I showed you, and the lessons learned across that portfolio help inform our programs, our future programs. We're also deeply engaged with our patient community, which further supports our clinical learnings with multiple therapeutic modalities. Now, Biogen is over 40 years old, started as an academic startup, and has invested time and resource to build out these robust industrialized processes. And so we may be large enough to have robust processes in place and this robust industrialized processes, but we're still small enough to be agile and rapid in our alignment. I think this is evidenced by the Accelerator unit that I spoke about earlier. And so with that, thank you very much.